let's talk about blood pressure and fighting blood pressure naturally. So we're going to talk about blood pressure, not the way your doctor rushes through it in a 7-minute appointment, but the way Break Your Bones Karate Tyrone would do it. I tickle myself sometimes. So nearly half the adults in the United States are walking around with high blood pressure, and 20% of them have absolutely no idea at all that they have this issue. Now, that's not a small problem. That's a public health crisis quietly unfolding in living rooms, break rooms, and church pews across the country. So what do? So hypertension, that's the medical term for high blood pressure, has earned the nickname silent killer for a good reason. There's no dramatic warning signs. There's no red flag moments before a stroke or a heart attack arrive. Just like opportunity, it's not going to knock before it comes. So by the time most people find out they have high blood pressure, the body's been under pressure for years. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, because it's near and dear to me. My people. 55% of black adults in the United States alone are living with high pressure, are living with hypertension, one of the highest rates in the world. So most people get a high blood pressure diagnosis, and that's shortly followed by a prescription drug. And while medication has its place in an emergency or an extreme situation, the mainstream approach essentially treats the symptoms and moves on. The root cause, however, stays behind. So what do we do about the root cause? The thing that is an issue is that we rarely discuss in those brief appointments that people have how blood pressure medications come with a list of nutrient deficiencies that they create in the body. Now, I did you a favor. I broke it all down for you. So the blood pressure playbook, yes, it's mine, available on Amazon. Go ask for it in your library, your local library. Go ask for it. If you don't want to pay for it, I mean, it's cool. I won't take it personal. I just want you to have the information, okay? But all those nutrient deficiencies are definitely a cycle that's worth breaking, because what happens is it brings up several other things in the body. So we have to come at this from a holistic approach. Now, I address most health issues from a health quotient framework that I developed. It's 4 pillars. And when they're imbalanced, it leaves very little room for disease or dis-ease to take hold. So starters, the kitchen is truly the medicine cabinet for your life. Potassium-rich foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, leafy greens, they all help counterbalance the effects of sodium on blood pressure. Now, the thing that most people will become familiar with is like, oh, I need to leave salt alone. Well, it's not necessarily salt. It's more so sodium. And it's the sodium that you would get from eating all these prepackaged foods, the fast foods, all the stuff that causes you to eat out. The stuff that makes you crave it is the high sodium sugar content that they have. This perfect blend of that in these foods that you eat it when you're eating out, when you're not cooking at home. So it's more than likely we have a potassium deficiency than we have too much sodium. Something to keep in mind. Magnesium from nuts and seeds, that helps with vascular relaxation. So, your blood vessels, you want them to be able to relax. There's that top number and then the bottom number when it comes to your blood pressure. That top number is how well your blood vessel can expand, right? How pliable it is. And then that bottom number is how much it can come back to rest. Like, that's what we're measuring when you're measuring blood pressure. You're measuring expansion and contraction. But if you have a bunch of other issues there, in terms of high blood pressure, so that means there's already a bunch of pressure, so it won't go up very much or come down very much because it's already almost at capacity. So that's where the issues come in with the blood pressure, particularly that bottom number, right? Other things you can do. Beets and beetroot powder are powerful producers of nitric oxide. So that's the compound that helps your blood vessels dilate and helps the blood flow freely. That is one of the secrets I tell my athletes about. When you're getting ready for a competition and you want to get it going, make sure you have plenty of oxygen. Go ahead and get you a little beetroot powder and mix it in your drink. Herbs like garlic, hibiscus, hawthorn, ginger, and Ceylon cinnamon. It's my favorite. They have centuries of use behind them to show good cardiovascular, outputs or good cardiovascular reasons. Now, the reason I did that with Ceylon cinnamon is because it's great for blood sugar. Also, a lot of people know that they're like, "Oh, cinnamon helps regulate your blood sugar." Well, it's that particular cinnamon that helps you regulate your blood sugar. Keep that in mind. Now, movement matters. Regular physical activity strengthens your heart, helps maintain a healthy weight, and directly reduces the strain on your cardiovascular system. Now, strength training is important in there. We're talking about aerobic exercise, yoga, even walking. All help the body produce more nitric oxide on its own. Okay? All these things. So you just have to do something, right? Something is better than nothing. So you have to do something. Okay? So the goal is more often than not. That's what I tell people when they ask me how many days a week should I be working out, what should I be doing? It's more often than not. So what does that mean? That's if there's 7 days in a week, that means at least 4 at a bare minimum. You're doing something, right? You have to start somewhere. And if you start that way, then you don't break your pattern too early. You don't get off your habit because you are like, "Oh, I didn't go to the gym today. I failed." No. More often than not. So we get 4 days out of the 7. I don't care if it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. It's as long as you get 4 in or more, you're winning. So we're not stuck to a specific pattern, okay? You're just set up to win by more often than not. Stress less. I wish everything was less stress, but stress is some capacity is good. Now, when I'm talking about stress, chronic stress is really what I'm after. So chronic stress keeps the body locked into a fight or flight state, right? Pumping out hormones that constrict blood vessels and elevate your heart rate consistently over time. That's a problem. Pray, meditate, breath work, journaling, and spending time in nature. It's like really do this stuff for real. So if you can do those different things, like I, for one, probably partake in all of these. I do partake in all of these. And I mean, I'm not in nature when it's cold outside. I'm going to keep it 100. But as soon as it warms up, boom, I'm in nature. I'm amongst the trees, all that. Because that's just what it is. Like you have to have this kind of a balance of how you address your stress and how you deal on a consistent basis to keep your sanity. I mean, you can feel like or act like stress doesn't bother you, but it all plays a role. And I think some people carry more stress than others. So you have to find an outlet, whether that's the breath work, the journaling, the meditation, the prayer. It's all acceptable. It's all things that should be included in your regimen for maintaining your health, right? So all those things calm your nervous system. They bring your blood pressure down. Now sleep. Let's talk about that. I enjoy sleep. Now, when you mess with my sleep, we have problems, right? Because sleep is often underappreciated by a lot of people because we've been taught that we've heard things like I heard it coming up, right? I'm never sleeping because sleeping is the cousin of death. So we do all things like that, but that's not it. I understand the hustle mentality, stay up all night, grind. That's not it. Because what happens during sleep is your quality of sleep, the blood pressure naturally dips 10 to 20%. And when you have chronic poor sleep, you're really creating a situation for your body to move in the exact opposite direction you want it to. It's not moving towards health. It's really moving towards a life of struggle at that point. Not to mention how it deals with your blood pressure, but we also have some brain function that's happening. Like that's where your brain gets to clean itself out while you're sleeping. That happens during that time. So I'm going to say 7 to 9 hours of quality rest. It's not a luxury. It's a biological requirement. Play with it if you want to, but I don't think you're going to like the outcome.